And you've just heard Blackbird, the latest single from Hailey Beavis, and I'm delighted to be joined by Hailey now. Hello, Hailey.
Hello, thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. Well, first of all, what can you tell us about Blackbird?
Oh my goodness. So it's as I said the other day on my social media, it's the sound of my existential unraveling set to music and I'm not really sure where it came from. There's a reference to my grandma's funeral um where the doors were open and a bird came in and blew out some candles, and of course that was a hugely poignant moment where everyone just kind of hung hope on that, or like it just has mega symbolism. Um, but that kind of it wasn't a recent event when I wrote the song. I think it just came to me. I think maybe sometimes melodies provoke sentiments, don't they? And I just been playing around in the studio and kind of looping up some distorted guitar and some kids Casio sounds, and maybe the combination of two brought on my existential demons.
I like the idea that it's a certain music can unlock those demons.
It's very true, yeah.
It's also interesting, that idea about at certain times and certain kind of really important events, you're almost looking for symbolism where in other situations you would never notice certain things, but at certain times you are looking for these things.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, sometimes the everything's right and you're open to this stuff, and maybe that's the good thing about being a musician or an artist of some kind. Because when sometimes you just sit and nothing comes, and you're like, why do I bother? I'm never gonna make anything again. And other times, in it all flows, and you can just throw it back out again.
And the song's taken from your album, I'll Put You Where the Trombone Slides, which is a fantastic title. Where does that come
Thank you.
from?
Thank you. It's been met with different responses actually. Um, it comes from actually I found a drawing that I'd made in a sketchbook the other day, and I'd written over the top of the drawing, "I'll put you where the trombone slides." So obviously I've been playing around with it for a long time. It comes from the idea that there is too much going on in our hearts and our brains and our psyches and our memories and our present lives that look back to the past, that try and aim for the future. Like it's just all too much, and what the hell are you supposed to do with it, you know? So it's kind of it's finding a place, and for me the album is that place. It's something to pin it on, an event, a happening, a recording, and all these songs of hope and despair and wonder and oblivion. I'm just sort of chucking it in one place and being like, okay, this is the file. And the act of the trombone sliding, I think, is just, I mean, obviously there's a musical reference in there, although there isn't actually any trombone on the album. Spoiler alert. Um, it's it's that suspended, animated motion that in itself has no significance, but holds so much of what is about to come or what is happening. I don't know. It's a surreal idea. So there's a bit of comedy in there. There's it's a surreal and comical idea, but for me it feels very assertive. Like
Right.
that's where it's going, and that's where I'm leaving it.
Yeah, it does sound almost like a threat in a way. If you don't behave yourself,
It is a threat. Yeah, yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I know. I only picked up on that connotation shortly before the release. Someone was like, "Sounds like I'll stick it where the sun don't shine," and I was just, "Oh my god, no! Everyone's gonna think that I'm joking. I'm not joking. I'm deadly serious." It is a threat, but it's a threat of like, I know what to do with this now.
yeah.
I'm not gonna
And is
carry
that
this around with me.
what you can expect from the album? Is that is it tracks that you've been working on for a long time, or is it? Yes, yeah.
It is indeed. Yeah, even the ones that I consider to be the recent tracks are still kind of they've been worked on a lot, but the majority of the album is 10 years in the making, and it's in part playing catch up on material that I wasn't able to release first time round, but it's I think taking those songs when they were kind of, I see them as juvenile back then, and I see them as full grown now, because they've had that time. They've been played on the gig circuit a million times. This time I've been able to bring in other instrumentalists and musicians, whereas the first time round it was just me
Mm.
playing every single noise on a Casio, you know? So they've had time to mature, and they're the songs of all of my old catalogue that have stood the test of time, and I'm just very, very happy with them.
And you have got some fantastic musicians on there. How did you get that gang together?
I just know them. I'm
Right.
that guy. I'm lucky like that. My friends are talented musicians, and I had the absolute privilege of just being able to invite people in. The initial support that I got was doing a crowdfunder, like a Kickstarter thing, and all my dear, dear community chipped in, buying pieces of artwork that I would make, or pre-ordering the album, and I got enough money to pay for a studio engineer and the musicians' time, um, which was amazing because it meant I could just. It felt great in the midst of the pandemic as well, as we were just coming out, to be like, "Come and I'll pay you," you know.
That's a lovely
So
thing to be able to offer. Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, great. So we've got great musicians in Robin Dawson on violin, Mario Cruzado on bass, Owen Curtis Williams on drums. It was engineered by Jane Lovelace and also by Ben Seal. There's Chris Silver on. I hope it's okay that I just go through all the names.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris Silver on guitar, um, Ruben Taylor on keys, and um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, as I say, a great round. And you're going to be doing a couple of launch shows. You one at Summer Hall in Edinburgh tonight,
That's
and
correct. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be amazing.
then one in Glasgow. Is it next week?
The following Saturday, next Saturday on the 12th. There's still some tickets available, so you can go to my website, or maybe there'll be a link here. Tonight at Summer Hall, it's in the main hall. We've got visuals created by Jason Turner, who made the Crow video, all of the 3D amazingness, a kind of wizardry, I would call it, and full band and props and sort of multi-sensory, and Gianna Gabrielle is playing support. It's going to be absolutely wonderful.
Fantastic. And the Glasgow one's at Mono, isn't it? Yeah.
The Glasgow one is at Mono, and we've got Goodnight Louisa playing support, and it's going to be the same vibe. So please do come along. I would really love that, and I'll be selling my LP there as well.
And after that, do you have plans to play other live shows? Well, you say you play regularly anyway, but
Yeah,
specifically album launch?
I would love to. I mean, so a couple of weekends ago, we were rehearsing. We did a full band rehearsal all weekend, and apart from it sounding amazing, it just felt so good. I was a bit like, I'm in a gang again. But that can only be continued if venues are able to keep bringing in live music and paying bands. And I just want to keep playing with my band, and I want to play more gigs forever.
And you mentioned that there's going to be a kind of strong visual side of things, and that's something that's important, isn't it? That you do that. It's not just the music; that there's other art going on around it.
It really is. I don't know why I can't just play the music and forget about the rest, but I really do see the shows as a sort of what's the word? Inter arty experience, a multi-sensory kind of thing. It's all about the visuals and the smell and the atmosphere and the feelings. I think maybe that's from putting on gigs with OK Pal a lot. We've been running events for a good few years now. Yeah.
And OK Pal is the label that's released the album. Where can people get the album from?
You can get it from the OK Pal Bandcamp or from the Hailey Beavis Bandcamp. It is available on both.
And you worked with Stellar Quines recently. You were doing the music with that. It was a kind of theatre production. Would you like to do more theatre or be involved in that side of things?
Yes.
It's the definitive answer to that.
I would. Well, I just love. I mean, I've done a few things that aren't just playing music on stage, but making music for things, and I've really enjoyed it. I really enjoy being behind the scenes and creating the atmosphere and creating the music, as much as I like prancing and dancing and talking to the audience. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, Hailey, thank you so much for talking to me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much, Alistair. It's been wonderful. Thanks for having me.
And this is Hailey Beavis and Anything That Shines.